Southern lovin', have me a blast. I am loving summer. I've got my legs out, which wearing black socks with shorts, a bit of a fashion risk, but I'm a fashion risk taker. And also, I'm just noticing that my socks are slightly mismatched. And I'm burping. Burping, another big fashion risk. That's the next thing coming to the Venice Fashion Week, which I don't know if that is a fashion week that everyone knows about. Some people might say there is no Venice Fashion Week. And those people, they might seem like people who know a lot about fashion. They might seem like people who are plugged into the fashion community, but clearly not as much as I am because they don't know about Venice Fashion Week. I went to Venice Fashion Week this year, and I was sort of, you hate to call yourself the guest of honor, but I think that's kind of what I was. It's frustrating, but it is a fact of life that when you are a fashion sort of guru, thought leader, sort of messiah, I don't know if I want to use the word messiah, but when you are all these things in the fashion community, they're going to fly you out on a private jet, on a PJ, as I call it, to the Venice Fashion Week. And they are going to honor you from time to time, which it can be a lot. Like, you see these celebrities like Harrison Ford who say that fame is difficult for them because just all this adulation that, me and Harrison are constantly feeling. Harrison was the other guest of honor. It was me and Harrison Ford at the Venice Fashion Week. And he said, I got a bad feeling about this. And I was like, settle down, Harrison. I've seen your movies. And he was like, that one's from Star Wars. And I was like, Harrison, please stop. People have moved on from Star Wars, Harrison. It's actually a little off-putting, your neediness regarding people recognizing you from Star Wars. And he was like, I just want people to come up to me in the street and tell me how much Han Solo means to them. And I was like, I know, Harrison, I know. But yeah, regardless, me and Harrison, we're on the PJ, and that sounds bad. When I say that me and Harrison Ford were on a private jet together, it makes me sound like some sort of West Coast elite, and I'm not. I'm truly not, because I faced challenges too. The PJ was out of Cristal, which it's like, well, I might as well flap my arms to get to Venice. No Cristal on the PJ for me and Harrison. Who organized this thing? And probably someone deeply problematic. Fashion is full of them. But we land in Venice, at the Venice airport, which people who know a lot about Venice might tell you there's no airport there. But that's, once again, that might, there's no airport for regular people, but for fashion icons like me and Harrison Ford, they'll they just let us land on the canals. They were like, it's honestly whatever. There was, some of those guys doing the, oh, when the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie. The gondoliers, he's, ferrying people along the things, and they see our private jet coming down there. Oh, when the moon, I have to dive out, and we're like taking down buildings with the wings. Everything, it's looking like a Roland Emmerich movie, just Independence Day. It's just planes, and we finally grind to a halt. There's fire and wreckage for about a mile behind us, screaming, crying. Jet door opens. Me and Harrison Ford come out in matching Indiana Jones costumes, because that was sort of the theme of Venice Fashion Week that year, was Indiana Jones, which it makes sense why they had Harrison there. The reason why they had me there was to sort of be like, they were pairing the veteran fashion icon with the rookie fashion icon. And the only difference I had made to the Harrison Ford traditional Indiana Jones look is I had added 2 short shorts, pale, hairy legs, and black socks to it. And that's enough. You don't have to do much to reinvent fashion. You just have to make something that looks really, really bad. And then they're just clamoring for new in the fashion world. They're looking for a fella to come in and go, hey, what if we all grabbed our underwear and put it on over our pants? And they're like, whoa, that's the next fashion craze. And they're like, where'd you get that idea? And I'm like, it just came to me. And then I turn around and there's a Superman comic poking out of my back pocket. And yeah, I think that would be I think we are ready for that as the next stage in fashion, is for just wearing our underwear on top. Like, I've spent a lot of time in Victoria's Secret, which that's not something you should admit to. I've spent a problematic amount of time in Victoria's Secret, not buying anything, just taking in the ambiance. And in my travels there, have discovered, and this might shock a lot of people, women's underwear, very expensive. And that's the non-used stuff. If you're going to get the used women's underwear on the internet, prepare to pony up. I bet you that's got to be kind of a part of the business model of women who sell their used underwear online, is getting the underwear as cheap as possible and then sort of generating the value yourself, in your service that you perform on the underwear for fellas. Connoisseurs, I believe, is what they prefer to be called. And that, or you get really expensive underwear, use it, send it off, and you just pass that cost on to the consumer. I'm sure I'm sure there's a tiered system where you're like, do you want some nice stuff, or do you want just, what's your budget? I would imagine it's probably like anything else, is there's, a budget. You can meet the needs of the consumer at any budget level. More research needed. I'll come back to you guys with my findings on that. But yeah, what was I saying? Right, women's underwear is very expensive, so I think we should wear it over our clothes like Superman. And I think that would be a nice way to show off that wealth, because now everything in our culture is kind of about this conspicuous consumption. And so we're kind of missing a golden opportunity for like these, like Rihanna, Fenty Beauty. Those things are expensive. Like, I think they're a couple $100 for a bra or panties. And no one's ever going to see that when you go out about in the world. It's not like a pair of, red bottoms. It's not like a pair of nice pumps that people are going to be able to look at and go, whoo, this girl's spending money. So wear your underwear over your clothes and everyone will know how much you spent on it. Guys are going to be in trouble, because me personally, I'm wearing Costco boxer briefs that they come like in a bale. You have to bring a truck to Costco, and two big burly guys have to roll it into the back. And like, it's enough to last a village in most countries for a decade. But Costco, you got to buy in bulk to get those savings. And savings you do get, because you are paying about 14 cents per pair of boxer brief when you buy it from Costco in that sort of system of baling. And that's been good. That's been really good. But this is not important in terms of the tale of mine and Harrison's time in Venice for Fashion Week. The first thing that happened is we get off the plane, screams, wreckage, fires behind us for a mile. Gondolier men are going, you want to sink my boat. You know how they are. And Harrison and I, though, him and his Indiana Jones, me and my Indiana Jones, but with short shorts and black socks. No shoes. I'm just sock and foot now. I had to put a lot of time into toughening up the soles of my feet, but worth it. I can walk anywhere. Pretty much a hobbit. I'm just wearing the socks for fashion, truly. My hair covers my feet in sort of a thick mat that acts as a pair of Nikes really does in terms of like protection and thickness. Also color. My hair that grows on my feet grows in a perfect facsimile of the original Air Jordan red-black shoes. That's just a little Easter egg for you guys. It doesn't really affect the story. But Harrison and I show up, and I think at this point it's probably good to come clean about why we were there. Like, yes, we are being honored as the VIPs, as the fashion icons that we are. But the real reason we're there to change hearts and minds about wearing your underwear over top of your clothes. So me and Harrison are wearing our underwear over top of our clothes at this point. And we're getting a lot of weird looks. But we're only getting weird looks from people who don't know shit about fashion. And everyone, once we get to the fashion catwalk building, that's the technical term for it, the fashion catwalk building. It's some venue, but that's the technical term. And we arrive there. As soon as we walk in the doors, everyone who knows stuff about fashion is going, oh my God, Harrison Ford and Joel Burchell, they're wearing their underwear over top of their clothes. The fashion gods have spoken. And Harrison turned to me at that moment and said again, I've got a bad feeling about this. And that was getting tiring at this point. Because I was like, dude, if you want people, I turned to him and I kind of pulled him aside. And everyone, as I pulled him aside, there's a crowd of 200 people trying to worship us at this moment. They all started, no, Harrison, Joel, come back. And I'm like, I have to confer with my compatriot here. And I take him out to the side. I'm like, Harrison, seriously, man, stop doing that quote. And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I just love being Han Solo so much. And I'm like, I know you do, Harrison, but please, we can't keep doing this. And he's like, did you know I'm in a Yellowstone spinoff? And I was like, I did, actually, which that seems odd for you. Like, I would have felt that Cowboys versus Aliens would have kind of soured you on the whole cowboy thing. And he's like, you would have thought, but no. And I was like, are you ready to go back out and see your people, the adoring fashion community? And he's like, yeah, I guess. And so we go out. And we changed a lot of hearts and minds about wearing your underwear over top of your clothes, and I think that's important. But at that moment, we heard a sound. It was this sound. And the whole room went quiet. The crowd parted. Kanye West slow clapping us. And I was like, oh no. The only other fashion titan with the pull of Harrison Ford and Joel Burchell, Kanye West, not wearing his underwear over his clothes. This would be our toughest battle in winning the hearts and minds of people in Venice, not Florence. And Yeezy came up to us. And he said, are either of you guys Jewish? And we were like, no. And he was like, he just, thank God you guys are here. And we were like, whoa, no, we don't want to be part of this. And he was like, oh, okay, my bad. And he's like, why are you guys wearing your underwear over top of your clothes? And we were like, just no reason. We don't. And he was like, can I be a part of your guys' thing? And we were like, no, actually, we're okay. We don't want to. He's like, seriously, I would love to be a part of this. I think I could really help out. We're like, nope, that's okay, Kanye. Actually, we're going to. Who's that? Is that R2D2 over there, Harrison? And he's like, I would recognize him anywhere. Yeah, that is. And I'm like, what? Can you speak up, Harrison? And he's like, yeah, that is R2 over there. And I was like, well, Kanye, we've got to go hang out with R2D2. And looks like he's wearing his underwear on top of his pants. So if you want to be able to hang out with us, Kanye, got to start wearing your underwear over your pants, and also, watch Schindler's List or something. You've got some work to do, Kanye.